Okay, there you guys go. Hey, welcome to the live, you guys. It was um, not a planned live, but I'm gonna do this one because Travis Williamson, and that's who's messaging me right now. He sent me an attachment. I'll have to go take a look in a second. Okay, so Travis Williamson. One second. See what he's saying. Anyway, hi Helen, how are you guys? Hi Missing. How are you? Let me just see what Travis is saying to me here. Let's see. Let's see if they have the PC. Okay, so this the story we're going to be talking about today, of course, like I said, that Travis Williamson, and you guys know that he's been on our channel. If you don't know him, he is a lawyer out of Texas, and he has helped us a lot with the Delphi case, and going over all the different documents for there. So he had sent me this case this morning, and I was taking a look at it, and he knew this judge very well. He had told me. And so I was looking at it, and basically, a judge and his wife were shot dead yesterday, last night at 11:45, by their son. Okay. And so this is a detective. So this is Judge Alfred Burt Carnes and his wife Susan Carnes. And the son is in jail, and his name is Seth Carnes, for taking their lives. But wait till you guys hear what the son, the reason why, actually, the reason that he's given so far, why he took his parents' life. Now, apparently, I read it on Twitter that there's 9 children. Okay, Travis is just telling me. So I was looking for the PC, the affidavit, because I seen that there was this one guy on Twitter that showed a part of it, but it's actually not really out yet. And so I'd asked the docket as well. If you guys don't know who the docket is, the docket on Twitter, Chasing Paper, he's always putting out documents. He's just a great dude that's always putting out documents for people for different cases going on. And so let's see here. So the Williamson County Sheriff's Office here. Absolutely tragic. But like I said, wait till you hear what the son actually said. Just seeing what Travis is sending me. Okay, he sent me that, which I saw. Okay, I'll get back to that stuff in a minute. Anyways, thank you guys for coming and joining and watching this. Again, just kind of trying to. Hi, Lacey. Just trying to, like I said, I keep looking at all these different cases, but for this channel, we want to keep, touching on a lot of the cases that are out there. I was spending a lot of time last night looking at the gypsy. So maybe it's because my last name is Blanchard. Like, that's my mom's maiden name, and it was a name that I used growing up. So when I keep seeing Gypsy Rose Blanchard, which isn't a very common last name, I was able to take our family tree back to like 1460, where it meant, like, it started off as meaning white, blank, BLANC. But over time, it went BLANCHARD. And when it got misspelled, it went BLANSHARD. So there's that part of me in my head going, even though I have no idea where that whole family tree is now that I did, because I worked on that for a long time, but I didn't sprout it off. But it was like 2 lines of Blanchards come down from like England and like the France type of thing, and then they veer off to, United States. So all these names that I used to see for Blanchard, I would end up coming back to them during the thing. And I realized that, like, my middle name is Jean, Jean. And so I kept seeing Jean in the family tree because my mom had named us Paula Jean, Tanya Jean, Sonia Jean, and Kenny J. And so my mom's name was Jean, middle name. My grandma's middle name was Jean. But it's so interesting when you look at it and you see it up the family line. But anyways, so in my head, I keep going, so is Gypsy Rose Blanchard her father? And because obviously it comes from the father, the last name, it's at somewhere in our tree line and stuff like that. Is that alcohol? No. Hi, Cordy. Thinking about you a couple times here in the last few days recently, going, where did my Christmas people go that were coming around? I even showed that this one house party where when I was doing a walkthrough virtual tour, there was this one candle sitting on a windowsill. I was like, must be Cordy's home that I'm looking at right now. That's like basically like what do you want to call it? Like Yu-Gi-Oh type characters behind me in a sense, like what's actually on it. But no, no, yeah, not liquor. At Christmas time, that's typically when I typically have it, or when it's really hot in the summertime. Anyways, hi Mustang, hi Lacey, and again missing, and welcome Cordy, and your orb. That's an orb behind me, Cordy. So let's get into it. I'm just gonna read this, you guys. Again, very tragic case last night that happened at now Texas in um, that particular part of Texas is 2 hours. Um, so 11:45 at night Central Time. That would have been okay. So I'll take myself off this for a second so I can go over to this, and I'll just make it bigger so you guys can see it. So the Williamson isn't that funny that um, so Travis Williamson is the lawyer that comes on our channel, and this is out of Williamson County. You guys think he owns it? Anyway, sheriff office. But anyway, so let's get into this. Media release shooting in Georgetown. Okay, that's what I thought it was, Georgetown. I just didn't want to be wrong, but now I see it there. January 9th, 2024. So at approximately 11:45 p.m. on January 8, 2024, Williamson County Emergency Communications received a 911 call reporting a shooting in the 300 block of County Road 317. And I'll take you there, guys, in a minute on Google Earth. Outside the city limits of Georgetown. Upon arriving at the scene, deputies encountered Seth Carnes, a 45-year-old white male, exiting the residence. Seth Carnes confessed to the deputies that he had just shot and killed his mother and father. The victims have been identified as Susan H. Carnes, a 74-year-old white female, and Alfred Burt Carnes, a 74-year-old white male, which is the judge that had retired, further identified as a retired former district judge in Williamson County. All are identified as residents of the home. Now, Seth Carnes, just by the way, and thank you, Docket, I think Eric, for sending that to me. He has a very lengthy, um, criminal past there. So Seth Carnes was promptly taken into custody and transported to the Williamson County Sheriff's Office, where he has been charged with capital murder. He is currently being held without bond. Upon entry into the home, detectives discovered the bodies of Susan and Alfred Carnes, both having suffered fatal gunshot wounds. The preliminary investigation suggests that the murders resulted from a disagreement escalating into family violence. The criminal prosecution have been referred to the district's attorney's office. Due to the ongoing nature of the investigation, no further information is available at this time. Commander John Foster of the Williamson County Sheriff's Criminal Investigation Division said, "This is deeply distressing incident has sent shockwaves through our community, particularly considering Alfred Burt Carnes," and I think he went by Burt Carnes, esteemed position as a retired district judge. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the friends and the families affected by this heartbreaking event. And then it says the Williamson County Sheriff's Office will continue to work diligently alongside the District Attorney's Office to ensure a thorough investigation into this tragic incident. Mm-mm-mm. Hello, Mr. Electric. On there. Hello, Mr. Electric. And hi, Whiskey Boots. Oh, absolutely. And like I said, I mean, this isn't confirmed, but somebody had put on the Twitter post that they have 9 children. So let me stop screen there. We're gonna go. Well, first here, let me actually take you over the Google Earth for a second, just to take you to the home. Oh, there's Travis right there. So again, this is Travis Williamson, the lawyer that I was just speaking about, of course, who shared this case with me this morning, and he knew Judge Carnes very well, he said. So, like I said, so the more I was reading on about it today and trying to gather the information, it's just tragic. It's just tragic. It's like in my head, I'm like, really? Like another judge again? But this is by the hands of the son. But anyway, so this right here is the address, um, basically in Georgetown there. So it's just outside of the outskirts. And yeah, so I just kind of wanted to give you a visual of what it looks like, their place, just spiraling around. Nice acreage, nice home. It can't get any closer than this, really, besides, doing that. So now, so that's basically the home that, well, that is the home simply, that sadly, the husband and wife, uh, their lives are taken. Oh, it just, uh, these stories just get to me. So I'm going to go now and we're going to go watch a video here. Okay. I think, Travis, this is the link that you shared me. So let's just, haven't, like, I've looked at, I have a lot of different media up. And so a lot of it's repetitive. But again, let me see if they say it in here. Okay. Okay, they're not talking about the mother in this one so much. Anyways, we'll get to that. So let me play this part and see what this one has to say. And, oh, do we have a commercial? Do we have?
Canadians have can-do spirit.
We got can-do
So does
spirit.
GoDaddy. Need a domain from GoDaddy that means...
Breaking news to pass along this midday. We are learning more information about a double homicide that happened in Williamson County late last night. Sheriff Mike Gleason tells KVUE the victims of this morning's double homicide are former Williamson County District Judge Burt Carnes and his wife. Gleason says the couple's son is in custody in connection to their deaths. Now, just before midnight, deputies were called to a home off County Road 317 and City Lights Lane, that is north of Georgetown. They found the couple dead and took the son into custody. We are continuing to follow this investigation today, and we will have more tonight coming up on KVUE News at 5.
Okay, so, and yes, Travis, I did have that one, but you sent me a better version of it. Docket had sent me that as well, but it was slanted, so I'll send that to myself in a second here. Oh yeah, and you sent me the thing as well. Okay, actually, let's see. So yeah, there's criminal non-traffic. Like, yeah, he has quite the little rap sheet here. Probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 different speeding, possession of alcohol. I think he has an alcohol, maybe perhaps issue, because there's a lot of alcohol in his here, but possession of drugs and paraphernalia. So a very troubled child. Yeah, that's near Travis. So yeah, a very troubled child. Actually, hold on, let me see if I can just send this to myself quickly on Messenger. Well, I mean, I know I can. Whoops. And just by the way, on Friday, guys, we'll be on criminality on Friday's live. Like, we'll be on her channel. So note to self for that one. Okay, wait, what am I doing? Trying to, oh yeah. Do done. Just bear with me for 1 second. Just sending some of Travis's things here, just to my messenger. Just on my, because I'm on my phone. On here. Done. Okay. So I sent those. So, Hi, Babs. How are you? Yeah, this world has gone crazy. Well, like, definitely mental health. Just sending me Travis. Double murder. It's all about mom and pill. Yeah. Looks like state requested a no bond, which was denied, right? That's a guess, but 80% right. Other thing it could have been is mental fitness evaluation that was denied to defense. Okay. 1 second again. Sorry, just trying to multitask here. Travis, if you send me it, could you send it to my messenger? If you send me anything else? That way I don't have to forward it to my messenger. Okay. Copy. Just going in here. Anyways, how are you guys doing tonight? It's what is it today? Today Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Go to my messenger again. Okay, let's see here. There's like I just got a bunch of stuff there. Okay, so I send it to myself there. Okay, so let's scroll down here a bit. So a former Williamson County judge and his wife are dead after an apparent shooting outside of Georgetown late Monday night, which we just talked about. So for anybody coming in as well, the son, Seth Carnes, shot his father and mother last night at 11:45 Central Time. And the judge was a very respected and well-known judge, Travis Williamson, who's in our chat, that's been on our lives before, that has helped us with documents because he's a lawyer. He knows this judge well, he said. And so he had sent me this story. And it's just so heartbreaking. I'm certain. Okay, so this is Seth, you guys. Right here. That's Seth Barnes. Or Carnes. Why am I saying Barnes all of a sudden? Seth Barnes. Carnes. I don't know why I'm saying Barnes. Maybe it's because I keep thinking about the barns in my head when I'm looking at I was looking at the house. But anyways, so Seth Carnes. I think there was a video right here.
County Sheriff deputies are investigating a double homicide there. Crime scene tape surrounds a home off of County Road 317 and City Lights Lane. That is north of Georgetown, as you're looking here at the map. CareView's Eric Pointer has been out there all morning long. And Eric, I know that you've spoken with investigators about what happened. What else are they saying? I know you also asked about a possible relationship between the suspect and the two people who passed away, and you haven't gotten that information at this point yet, right? But will there be a press conference?
Yeah, I did ask them specifically what the relationship was of the victims and the suspect. They told me that they're still working to identify them all. And so once they do get that information, they do plan on holding a press conference. But I want to tell you how it's going right now. We've seen a lot of activity here recently. We saw one of the police vehicles move, and we've seen detectives out here taking photos and walking around outside in the yard. And so, again, just to break down what we've been told so far from the sheriff's office is that at 11:45 last night, they got a 911 call about a shooting here in the 300 block of County Road 317, and it's right outside of the Georgetown city limits. When deputies got here, they found the two people dead inside. We've also been told that a suspect has been taken into custody, so the sheriff's office detectives are here on scene, and they're asking people to avoid the area, but they also say that there's no threat to the public. So definitely an ongoing investigation. And like we said, we've seen that activity happen pretty recently, that the detectives were out here in the yard taking photos. And so again, we are waiting on an update from them. Once they do get everyone identified, they say they will have a news conference to provide us with an update and hopefully some answers as to what happened here at this home last night.
Okay, so let's go. I'm gonna go, let's see, Travis, to that one that you just sent me as well. This one here. And I'll play that.
I get it. There's dreading work, and then there's needing real help. RBC Future Launch helps you tap into lots of mental well-being resources when you need them, whether it's about work or just life.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah. RBC. That's okay. So sorry about that. Let's see here. Go back to that one. Actually, I had that one up, Travis, so I guess I can close that one off. Or because I had that same one up. But I don't know why this one. Let's see here. Okay, so Sorry. Yeah, that went up 3 times, actually. So 45-year-old Seth Carnes has been charged with capital murder, according to officials, confessed to shooting his parents, 74-year-old Alfred Burt Carnes and 74-year-old Susan H. Carnes. He's being held without bond. The motive provided by investigators is a disagreement that escalated into family violence. Williamson County deputies were called shortly before midnight Monday to the home of retired Judge Alfred Burt Carnes in the Wahlberg community just outside Georgetown city limits. An arrest affidavit says his granddaughter called 911 and reported the dad shot her grandfather. That was followed by another call from Seth Carnes himself. When deputies arrived, the bodies of Judge Carnes and his wife were found. Investigators say Judge Carnes was found in the living room and Susan Carnes was in the upstairs bedroom above the garage. Loser. Ugh, sickening. 45-year-old Seth Carnes, obviously, is it's totally a blindside, said family friend Danny Micken. Word of the double murder quickly spread through the small community. Hearing this news this morning was just gut-wrenching. Okay, so I think that's just repeating what we just heard. Okay, Seth Carnes advised that he believed that his mother was trying to put a sleeping pill in his mouth, and he did not want to take it. I asked Seth if there was any reason as to why he shot his mother other than the sleeping pill, and he stated, "That's it." I asked if there was a reason that he shot his father, and he said, "I've just been looking for something, and I figured I would finish the job." Like, what a piece of crap. I've just been looking for something and figured I would finish the job. At the time, Seth advised that he did not wish to talk anymore. Is this a different one?
I get it.
Oh,
There's dreading
hi,
work, and then there's
Natasha.
needing real help. RBC Future Launch helps you tap into lots of mental well-being resources when you
Sorry,
need
guys, gotta
them,
put up with
whether
these
it's about
ones.
work or just life. Check it out.
And yeah, it's hello.
We begin with developing news this afternoon. A former Williamson County judge is dead. He's one of the victims in a double murder that happened overnight just north of Georgetown. Authorities were sent to the home of retired Judge Burt Carnes a little before midnight. Sources close to the investigation say Carnes and his wife were found in the home. A person was taken into custody. Sources say that person is his son. Carnes served on the bench in Williamson County for several years and presided over several high-profile trials.
Okay, and let's see quickly. It said, I've just been looking for something and figured I would just finish the job. What do you got? What do you guys take that as meaning when he says that? I was just looking for something and I figured I would just finish the job. Yeah, sounds like that. Sounds like someone with definite issues. Like I said, I'm just trying to send myself this. I thought I did already, but let's see here. I thought I sent it before, but I guess I didn't. Just give you guys a little peekaboo in a second here. Okay. 1 sec. Just absolute tragic. Like, seriously. I didn't know Seth. Yeah, I was going to ask you that, Travis. Travis, was your life insurance? Travis, I didn't know Seth, but found him on LinkedIn. He was a certified welder. Okay, thank you. By the way, you guys, I couldn't find a picture of Susan. I was trying to find it, but I don't know. I tried looking quite a few times and just trying to pull up their Facebooks and stuff like that. Then I finally just kind of gave up. So, I mean, I'm sure they'll put one out in the news for tomorrow. Probably the affidavit as well. Doc had said if I didn't have it, to remind him tomorrow. There was only a piece, actually, of, let me see if I can, one sec here, see if I can grab it. Okay, there was just a piece of some guy on Twitter, whatever guy. I hate it when people do that too. Like they just put out a little piece. Why don't you just put out the affidavit? Why you put out a little square? You know. Anyway, let me come back here. Present. Window. This one. Share. Okay. So, can you guys see that? So this is just a piece of the affidavit that this dude on Twitter had put out. And it says, entered interview room 1, identified myself as Detective Pina to Seth, and then read Seth his Miranda rights. Seth advised that he understood his rights and agreed to speak to me. During the interview, I asked Seth Carnes to tell me about what happened, and he stated that he didn't really know, but he knew he shot his mother and father. He further stated that he used a Remington 870 shotgun that was previously located next to his nightstand. Seth Carnes advised that he believed that his mother was trying to put a sleeping pill in his mouth and he did not want to take it. I asked Seth if there was any other reason as to why he shot his mother other than sleeping, and he said, that's it. I asked if there was a reason why he shot his father, and he said, I'd just been looking for something and I figured I would finish the job. At the time, Seth advised that he did not wish to talk anymore and left the interview room. What did Travis say there? I don't know. I'm sure some, but I don't get the sense that he was expecting to. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it, does it? It doesn't seem like it at all, does it, Travis? Okay, why did that one come through, but the other one didn't? Okay, hold on. Let me download this for a second. And I'll bring that up. Seems like a war on judge. Well, that's what I know. That's what it just seems like. Whether it's someone in the courtroom, whether it's freaking their own child. Like, let me just pull this one up. I need to get 2 computers. Screens. Okay, so there you go. So Travis sent me this one. The docketed as well, but this one's in nice square form. So order imposing conditions of bond information, DCOCA starts clock. Not sure what that means. Notice of court date, bond set by magistrate, probable cause affidavit, which obviously the person that I just read had it. State's motion and order denied. That was all of today so far. Capital murder of multiple persons. And one sec there. Yeah, like sounds like he had some anger issues going on. Like when you read that, I'm sorry, but when you read that part, well, my mommy was trying to give me a pill and I didn't want to take it. And I'm 45 years old. Didn't that come across like that? Seriously? No, mommy, I don't want to take my pill. Now I'm going to kill you. Like, seriously? Obviously, there's some anger issues, like whatever going on in his life of some sort. Depression, who knows? I mean, I don't know why it didn't send. I sent both of them. So why are you not sending? I'm trying to send myself the court records. Okay, are they going to come through this time? Why is it not going through? I don't know why it's not going through. Travis, when I'm trying to send to myself on Messenger, it just doesn't want to seem to go through. I've sent it to myself multiple times now. It's the one with all, well, I guess I could pull up the crappy one, like the crappier version, I guess. Well, let's see here. Come back over here. I guess it's that the state's motion for no bond was denied. Right. If the mom was trying to give the son a sleeping pill, maybe he was acting strange and she was trying to settle him down. Just guessing. Yeah, let me just... I'll just show it like this because for some reason, Travis, the other one you had sent isn't showing properly on the thing. So I'll just show this one that Docket sent me. Okay, so, I mean, this isn't all of them because the one that Travis had actually was longer. But anyways, this is like, 1996, 1997, 1999, 2005, 2008, 2010, 2012, 2014, different types of things, alcohol, driving, some criminals, ones on there as well. Oh, jail call on this date. Citation, defendant, filed location. Anyway, this guy definitely has a history. And again, this just happened. So obviously there's going to be more stuff coming out. Hopefully we get to see the affidavit. That's what I was, like I said, trying to get. But I'm sure it will probably be out tomorrow, along with sadly Susan's probably picture as well. Maybe it will come out tonight at some point. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's capital murder. Yeah. So let's see here. Let's 1 second here. Stop. Present. Let's see. Let's just take a look. Yeah, so that's County Road 300 block there. Just a few pictures that they were showing of the home and the police vehicles earlier today. This is the home right here, a full-on frontal view of that home. Yeah, in one of them, in one article, and I'm not sure, but they actually described, I'm not sure, I have about 10 articles open, if not more, to be honest with you. In one article, they actually described like the different bullet contact wounds. I think for him it was rib cage, leg, no, elbow, rib cage, elbow, and leg, I believe it was. Judgeship, no. Only motion I can think of is that stage is no bond. Request for competency evaluation on there, yeah. Like I said, so this only happened yesterday, you guys, and let me just see if I can. Okay, I'm gonna close you off. Sorry, I'm just going through my things now. Okay, what can I close off here? I got too many things open. Let's see if that guy ever answered me back. I think his name is Michael. Yeah, he's the one that had it on his Twitter, but he's the one that only showed a piece of the affidavit. Just trying to. Okay, so for Alfred Burt Carnes, it says he had injuries to his left elbow, inner forearm, and left side of his rib cage. Susan had bandages on and near the left shoulder and left collarbone area applied by EMS, says the affidavit. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. Let's see, which one was I just on there? Was it this one? No, I think I'm going to close you off because I got too many things open. Yeah, Rudy Kowski. 1 second here. Stop screen. I'll go over right here. You guys still see that, or did it? Yeah. Did it? Wait, I don't think it opened up onto Twitter. Let me stop screen and go over to Twitter. Okay. So these were just some pictures that Rudy on Twitter had posted. And there's the house. Okay, those were basically the pictures I had shared with you already on there. So someone says they have 9 kids. And someone said, this is so sad. Judge Carnes led a distinguished career on the bench. A tragedy for our county. Yeah. Yeah. Really not much else to say, to be honest with you. Besides, like I said, I showed you guys the video, and obviously the son's, getting charged with capital murder for murdering his parents. And the story will, I guess, progress throughout the night and into tomorrow. Hey, Charmaine. On there. Yeah, Rudy Kowski. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant when you said Rudy. And then I seen the name Rudy there. I was like, oh, that's what you meant. At first I was looking, I was like, is there someone in chat called Rudy? And I was like, I don't remember that. But yeah, Rudy Kowski. Yeah. Only emotion I can think of at that suit. Okay, you already read that. So I don't know, you guys. Like I said, I'm not this live. I'm just going to be on for a few more minutes. And I wasn't planning on doing a live today, but I wanted to on this one because it's just sad and tragic. And again, 2 people's... I don't even know what to say, really. There's nothing to say. All the children now don't have their parents, their grandparents. They're 74 years old, both of them. I'm sure that they were amazing parents and a rotten child. That's what it sounds like to me. It's almost like he just didn't, he obviously had some sort of anger. He just he didn't care. And like Travis said too, I don't think there's any remorse there. And it's just like he didn't care to be caught. It's like, yeah, I did it. Yeah. Something's not right there. Yeah. We'll stay updated on it. Nope, not much to see yet. We'll be interested to see what comes of this. Well, tomorrow we're going to be doing an update show on different cases, and this will be within it as well, with some new information. We'll see how that goes, whether they will seek the death penalty after getting input from the family. I just, always what goes through my head, and I'm sure, like I said, any caring individual out there, when you hear about these things, these tragic events that happen all the time, for me, I just can't help but feel like I'm starting to think of always the children, that now don't have parents. They were 70. He was 45. I'm not sure where in the mix Seth fell in the children. But bottom line is, it's like all these lives instantly are just flipped upside down, and they're just turned around, and that's what I always think about, because the victims, we've talked about, we know that they're dead. We know that their son has murdered both of them. And instantly my mind goes to everyone else now that's impacted by the sake of this one individual, which is their son, Yeah. Yeah. I'm always torn about that because, growing up, you didn't hear about cases like these so much. Like, you heard about them, but they were rare, Times were just a lot different in a lot of different aspects. It's just a lot of things to me. Everything, It wasn't this privileged feeling like a lot of people seem to have. And it wasn't such a selfish world either. Back then, I just remember that neighbors would help neighbors. If you were moving in somewhere, neighbor would say, hey, let me help you out. I'll give you, and then my stepdad would say, great, thanks. and you didn't know them. They came over to offer help, and you gave them some beer, type of thing. And it was just more of a nicer world. And with the internet, ever since the internet has come in, it's really changed up everything about the world, especially because there's so much good to do with the internet, and there's just so much bad. I mean, how many times now do you guys get these scamming phone calls, like pretty much every other day or once a week, and you get everything, just everything, all these cases. But there's going to come a point, there will come a point with the advancement of technology, as it is already, but there's going to come a bigger point where the technology, that I'm hoping it gets to the point that nobody's going to want to do shit, because, and if they do, like, their ass will just be grass instantly. So I'm grateful for the advancement in technology, absolutely. And but I'm not a fan, and I'm going to say this one more time. I don't care what anyone says. Gray Hughes, what you did was absolutely wrong. It's not just Gray Hughes, and there's so many other people out there doing a live stream while you're driving to impact possibly taking the life of somebody else, or drinking and driving, is just so wrong on so many levels. And I can't believe that cop, it's like it went right past his head. And yet that is total distracted driving. And I can barely stand it when people go in a position to put others at risk because of their own selfishness. That's what really pisses me off. So don't give me your bullshit excuses, Gray Hughes, like you tried to post on that. Just be accountable. Doing a live stream while you're driving, talking and reading the comments. And JLR, shame on you as well. But there's so many people that do that. And it just astounds me that until you take a life, right? Everyone's all like, it's okay. Like nothing happened type of thing. No, bullshit. How many people die from drinking and driving, and how many people die from doing stupid streams while they're driving? If you guys ever seen that one where those females were on Facebook doing a Facebook Live, and they were too busy goofing off, and next thing you know, as the live stream's happening, freaking the car smashes into pieces. The driver, the two beautiful young girls, the driver ends, her life is ended, and the passenger actually lived miraculously. All you seen, because the phone was still going, all you seen was like spatter of car pieces everywhere, and the phone's still on, and you could still hear the stuff. And that's what makes me mad, is doing stuff like that. Like, come on, get a freaking brain cell. I just get so pissed off, because here we're talking about murders and the missing and stuff like that. And then you have all these idiots that stream lives while they're driving, drinking and driving, making excuses for their bullshit. And I will refuse to make excuses for their bullshit, because it's just wrong on every level. Sorry if I'm ranting on that one, but it pisses me off so badly when people just like, well, I haven't killed anyone yet. Okay? Yet. So I can't believe that cop, well, I'm just live streaming and talking and da-da-da-da-da. I think their lives have been in turmoil for quite some time, and it came to a whole, I think with this particular child, definitely. There has been a couple documentaries about one son killing his abusive father, which wasn't the case here, or killing his grandparents, right? Saying, well, I mean, the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case, like that's one of those ones. Gonna do what you gonna do when they come for you. Well, thank you for subscribing, Stacy Kemper. 1 in 6 accidents detected is distracted driving. Yeah, these things just make me so mad. I remember when cell phones came out, and I remember my first thought when cell phones came out, my first thought was, how are people able to drive while talking on a phone? Like, how come there's no rule that came with that? And I just couldn't understand. And do you know it took over 15 years for them to freaking finally implement no distracted driving while talking? Really, idiots? Like, you didn't think of this 15 years ago, you morons? Like, how do you not associate? Oh, well, I'm driving with one hand. I'm talking on the phone. Oh, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. Oh, hi. Yeah, you still there? Yeah, no problem. And then people have no clue how they got from point A to point B, regardless. Besides you're a daydreamer or something. But I could never understand how the government here, and I'm in Canada, I never could understand how it took that long to implement something that could have saved tons of lives. We all know people abuse that. We all know people get on their phone still and do all that crap. And again, there's open secrets there who sits in jail because of vehicular manslaughter and whatever. And exactly, what were you doing? Open secrets. What were you doing? Drinking and driving? Was it you were doing a live stream or something like that? I think it was drinking and driving. Anyways, regardless, right? So I just can't believe that people so selfishly put other people's lives at risk. Look at the case where the on the day that this bride and groom got married in the family and they were in the golf cart, and this drunk driver takes out the life of that lady, and then for that person and kills the wife, right? The same day as their wedding, the wife is killed. The poor husband is just so shattered. He spent a couple of months in the hospital and stuff like that, And for anyone that makes excuses for stuff like that, it just blows me away. I'm just on a rant now. It just, honestly, it gets my goat. I don't understand it. People are very selfish that way. Don't be live streaming while you're driving. Have some respect for other people instead of yourself. Don't be drinking and driving and then get into a vehicle. You want to drink? Get drunk, drink, have fun, whatever your issue or whatever you're doing for drinking, but don't get in a vehicle and then drive and then risk putting somebody else's life, right? That's how my ex-husband's dad died when he was 8 months old, because on one single solitary road in Newfoundland, 2 ladies were drinking and driving and killed his father, right? One of my best friends in school, on December 23rd, his dad was coming home. Him and his dad, Don Cole and his dad, were coming home from Edmonton back to Calgary. 2 drunk drivers went right across the whole, you guys know how there's a big grass section in there, went right across the whole meridian, smacked dead. His mom, he lived right behind me. His mom, like, they were divorced, the mother and dad. But his mom, that was her only child, was Dawn Cole. That was her only child. And just before Christmas on December 23rd, by drunk drivers, killed. Yeah. Well, the thing is this isn't rocket science. This is common sense, and this is just being unselfish. So I hope that if anyone's watching this, regardless, I don't know what could have happened here in this situation. We don't know enough information of if something could have prevented it. Like I said, some mental health treatment, whichever, who knows? You're responsible for your own thoughts and actions, and sadly the son took the actions and took his mom's life and his dad's life. To me, this sounds like someone that definitely had issues going on. Absolutely. You can tell by his rap sheet. And, and then obviously it got to the point, probably in his brain where he didn't, like, from the way it's coming across so far, it's almost like, yeah, don't give a shit. See ya. As if he took an angry pill or something. I don't know. Thanks, Sharon Parker. They need to change the laws on that, like flying, 0 tolerance for driving, but they won't. It just blows me away. There's so many things that could be done, and if you're caught distracted driving, there should be definite levels of charges, because there should just, honestly, if the rules are that you do not drink and drive and whatever, you do not sit on your cell phone, and then claim ignorance, right, gray years? Claim ignorance like you were just transmitting. It says transmitting. Did it not? Did you not read those words like I did? Transmitting, sending, video, da-da-da-da-da. Like, give me a break. I hate it when people make excuses for their own bullshit. I just thought I was laughing so hard at the one point where he literally told the officer he was doing a live and talking. And the officer, too busy writing. Nope, just going to give you a ticket, or just blew me away. When we get in the truck, phones get turned off. I'm not, because, I know that there's wireless, I call my husband and he has it to his Bluetooth so that it's like coming out of that radio thing or whatever it does and stuff like that. I usually don't like to keep him too long at all because he's driving. So I know that it's okay to do that and that's not against the law. I just have a problem with people that sit there and talk on the phone, and how the law, I thought that was okay for so long that people could do that. I don't know. It's really about lives being lost because of selfishness, carelessness, and recklessness. And that's what makes me so upset. And that's what makes me always want to, like, as much as I don't like being in true crime for the reasons of the sadness and the hurt and the pain that are inflicted, it's also another reason what makes me want to do it, because I don't care if my preaching helps somebody, grab a brain cell and decide to do, I don't know, don't do lives while you're driving and stuff like that, or don't drink and drive, Yeah, it's just you watch these TikTokers and everybody, and they're freaking driving, got to get my mascara on, got to put my makeup on. And I'm just sitting there going, seriously, you fake person, you sitting there, I got to worry about if my mascara's on. Really, you couldn't have done that at home and gotten up a few minutes earlier? Hello. Anyways, if you guys are just coming to this or whatever, again, this was a case about a judge Alfred Burt Carnes and his wife Susan H. Carnes and their son Seth B. Carnes, who took the life of his parents. So Seth is being charged with capital murder. This story just happened last night. Thank you, Travis, for bringing it to the attention. And I'm so sorry for the judge and the family that now have to suffer at the hands of this rotten child that was able to have the ability to do this to his own parents and stuff like that. Okay, here's a serious question. With today's technology, they can install a device in all cars that won't start if you are over the legal limit. You blow before every car start. Who thinks we go with it? That's actually a really good idea. That's actually a really good idea. I mean, absolutely that is a good idea, because when you say it, at least there's a solution to that. That if everyone had to do that. Yeah, it's called the blow box, and we have them. Do we? You guys, Charmaine's someone that knows about the Canadian laws. I live in Canada, and I know shit about our Canadian laws. But I do want to tell you what I will be doing on Thursday. So tomorrow night, again, we're going to be doing updates on cases that have been going on, throughout this year. And Charmaine sent me some links for some dates to look out for in the year 2024. On Thursday, I'm not going to be doing it live because I haven't even ever used my phone to do a live. But first of all, I'll be going down to the pig farm of the Picton, which is about 15-20 minutes away from here. And I will video the area, how the pig farm. So if you don't know, that's Robert Picton. And he's the one that, of course, murdered all those, I don't know, I think there was like 26 charges. He said something about there was like he killed 49 people. He was charged for 6. Just because I'm not sure of this. Travis or Charmaine, maybe help me out here. So he was charged. So there was 26 murder charges against him, and he was charged for 6. And the 6 were charged for. The other ones were stayed. So that's what I'm confused on. They were stayed because he had already had enough charges, like life sentences. So I wasn't sure what that meant exactly, because I just sort of remember reading it that the 26 charges, but he was charged for 6 because the other ones were stayed because he already had enough for the life sentence. What does that word stayed mean? So, like, was he still charged? Like, meaning, all I'm thinking in my head is like, well, like, do the families still get acknowledgement that he murdered the rest of the 20? Okay, like seatbelts or airbags. The U.S. government could require it to be on all new cars by 2025. Anyone opposed? No. Is it mandatory in all your states to have seatbelts on? Like, I remember when we didn't have to have them, but that was many years ago now. Like, that was, oh God, it's weird. I remember when you didn't have to wear seatbelts, but I can remember when you could smoke in a hospital. God, if I was 26, but I was younger that I remember. Can't remember what age it started exactly. I want to say when I was like 13 or something like that, when we started having to wear seatbelts. Or I think it was mandatory that the front seat drivers? Anyway, I can't remember now. It's been so long. Yeah, I'm not opposed at all. To me, a life, lives to me are, you can't replace a life. Sorry, you just can't. And that's what I get angry for. Because, there's nothing worse to family members and all that, to losing a family member because of somebody that's reckless, careless, irresponsible, doesn't have concern for other people's lives, or there's things that we can do to take away from some of those risks. And I think that there's a lot that can be done. And I remember my husband, who's from England, saying, like, I don't get it. Why are your roads not lit up? You go to England and everything is just like lit up. Now, I want to say this too, because I remember my husband, you go sit there and get a driver's license here. You spend what, $80? In England, it was like $1,200. And you have to do nighttime driving, daytime driving, and you literally have to spend days in order to earn your driver's license. And I was like, really? But he was telling me, like, one thing that always bugs my husband here in Canada, and I'm not sure if you can do it in the US, but you guys know, if you're going, like, just say you're going down the freeway and then you pull into that third lane because it's turning to the left, let's just say, right? You got your little ticker on to turn to the left. So you have the light, and it usually will have, not always, but it usually will have an arrow, meaning that those cars can now go left. But then it will turn yellow, but the light is still going green this way. So if there's an opening, you can always go through it, even though you don't got the ticker. You can still go through it. Drives my husband batty, because in England, he says you cannot do that. And I so agree. You should not be able to. Here's a light, let it tick. When it's your turn, you go. Do you guys know how many freaking people die because of those? When you have cars and vehicles across from you and they're turning to go right and you're turning to go left. And so you're trying to look through the driver's seat to see if there's vehicles coming so that you can quickly race and go down your road, But you know how many people die from that? It's like a shitload all the time. Motorcycle accidents, car accidents, because maybe there's a bus or a truck and you're literally trying to see if vehicles are coming. Now, my husband says that you can't do that. You can't, you have to have the green light to be able to turn. And anyways, I hope you guys understood what I was saying there, but bottom line is like things like that. You can omit deaths by just simply making it a ticking light. There you go. You green ticker, go. You know, yellow, stop, wait for the next ticker. Not have a green go through if it's safe to do so. When my kids were young, they started the car seat law, right? Absolutely. Then later seat belts for everyone in front seat. Yeah. I just, I'm just one of those ones. Like I said, if you can save a life, and stuff like that. But I think we all know that in general, this world is a bunch of bullshit and it's full of just a bunch of BS to go with it. People talk a good talk, just like medicine and stuff like that. Oh, well, we don't want to produce that because it's way too cheap and we're not going to make a profit off it. So, these people can die, no problem. It just blows me away, really. We could save some lives doing this, but that's going to cost too much money. Just let some people in their lives. It's okay. Anyway, in the road. Yeah. Hi, Grandma Solar Ass. You just want me to say your name. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go make, guess what? I'm going to go make pork chops and applesauce. I'm going to go make pork chops for the husband and mashed potatoes and gravy and applesauce. Chops and applesauce. True story. One time, this is like my first mother-in-law from back when I was 15 to 26. She said we were having pork chops for whatever dinner it was. So I said, pork chops and applesauce. I said, you going to have applesauce? Right? About a year later. So I have applesauce or whatever. But a year later. And she was a bitch when she was drinking my first mother-in-law. She was a bitch when she was, how people transition really crazy sometimes when they got booze in them. She was one of those. But anyways, but a year later, she goes, do you remember that time that we were having pork chops and you asked about the applesauce? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, well, I thought that was pretty rude because I didn't have applesauce and then I had to go buy some. Oh, really? Why didn't you say no then? All you had to do was say, no, I'm not having applesauce. All I said was, are you having applesauce? I couldn't believe that she was holding on to that moment as one of those things that she felt was rude, all because I asked if she was having applesauce. Growing up, it was normal in my family to have, that's why I always ate like pork chops and applesauce. I'm pretty sure that's from a movie. So I'd always, I don't know, I love applesauce and I love pork chops, but anyway, it's so funny how she held on to that thing just to tell me like a year later about that. I was just like, that's so ridiculous. All you had to do is say, no, you're not having it. New mission. Is that, my new mission, make you call me names. Oh, is that your new mission? Mustang. Yes, no seatbelts, car seat for children. When my children were born, things have really changed. There's another thing. You guys are getting me all started again for a second. I can't believe that people actually go into stores and leave their children in a vehicle. I don't give a shit. Maybe if they're like teenagers, okay. But I could never imagine leaving a car seat with a baby in it and go into the store. Even if it's just, the door is just right there. I could never imagine ever leaving my child and doing that. And then you guys know how people steal the cars because they're still going, or that the baby has died because it's too hot, or they forgot their freaking kid in the car and stuff like that. Again, it's like, well, that's what I'm saying, right? You look around the world and you're going, you're stupid, you're stupid, you're stupid, you're an idiot, you're a moron, and that's why maybe I have some anger issues with people in the world, because I just can't believe some of the shit that people actually do. A lot of the shit I can't believe people do. Don't tell me it's normal to leave a kid in a car. These are those are just like what you call normal level-headed people that know that you never leave your kid in the car, while it's running, while you run into the store, and stuff like that. Yeah, there was a story on TikTok actually, and I can't think of her name. But she literally left her kid in the house upstairs, sleeping or something like that. The kid ends up coming out of her house. She's like a I hate that word though, influencer TikToker. And she literally went to whatever it was, like out drinking to meet some guy or whatever it was, or whatever, to a bar. She said she went to the store. She lied. But anyways, and then the kid wanders out, and he's like about 2, 3, wanders out into the road, until somebody comes across him. And who would think to do that shit, right? Right, Gail. You got it, Gail. Thanks for that $10 donation yesterday, by the way. You left it as you did it, and then we did the ended the live, and it was just like, oh. So now that I remember that, I gotta remember to thank you properly on there. Anyways, you guys. Oh, okay. So tomorrow we'll do updates. Charmaine will be joining us. Alexis, she still needs to get back to me on the Hewerman letter thing. Thursday, I'll go take some video footage for Saturday, because Saturday we'll be covering the Robert Picton pig farm. Me and Charmaine on the Saturday, and Friday will be on Criminality's channel. So I need to tell Adam that still. Yeah, I was very protective of my child, but for other reasons too. I was kind of overprotective, but I don't care. I'm never gonna feel bad about making sure that my kid was always safe, or as safe as he could be. Like, it wasn't ridiculous. Well, okay, maybe to some. When they say mothering, smothering, not mothering. But you guys understand? Like our family was impacted by the paper bag RAPIST, and that left me fine for a while until I got in my 30s and had my child. And then I had horrific nightmares about my child being taken at school where the incident happened. That guy still sits in prison. So it's one of those things that, everyone kind of has things in their life that either make them fearful, give them anxiety, all those different things, right? So with my son, because of the incident that happened when we were younger, and then my older sister, she got RAP, but it was all 4 of us, and it was my grandma Reni's funeral. But it was because of something so silly that as you got older, you realized that you could have been dead because of the stupid thing that you did by following this person that said that there was missing school supplies, and it wasn't true, but we were so stupid to do it. And you got to be grateful that we didn't die, get killed. And he went on his rampage for 20 something years or whatever. I mean, he still sits I think he's up in Edmonton there. But anyways, it's all those things that sometimes make you do things. And I felt like I needed to protect my child always, make sure he was safe. I'd rather do that than see some freaking 5-year-old riding their bike down the road all by themselves, and stuff like that. I'd rather be known for being more of a protective mother to make sure that my kid was safe, than not, because that was my job to do that. That's why stories like Gypsy Rose Blanchard, again, I'm gonna have to follow that tree line. I was watching a ton of that story yesterday, and granted, what she absolutely did was wrong, but sometimes I feel more compassion for the victim, even though she might have taken her mother's life. But it's like, unless you walk a mile in somebody's shoes, and in her particular case, this mother literally controlled her. And so I have understanding for cases like those ones. Anyways, like I said, I think it's attracting me more so. Well, the case is whatever, because I remember it. But when you see your own last name there and going Blanchard, you in my family tree somewhere. you know, because it's not a common name. It's not like Brown or Smith or some of these names, you know. So when you see your own last name, I'm sure you guys see your own last name, you're like, wonder if there's any relation there. Hi, Melissa. How are you? Okay, it's 7:00. I need to go make some pork chops and applesauce and some gravy and some mashed potatoes for dinner tonight. So we will see you guys tomorrow on the live at 7, of course, PST and 10 Eastern Standard Time. And perhaps Adam will join us, right, Charmaine? Perhaps Adam won't be too busy. Anyways, you guys, thanks, Travis, for bringing the story. We'll follow up on it, see what comes out tomorrow with regards to this case. And again, love you. Thank you guys all. And you guys have a great night. Alrighty? Okay, Gail, I'll read your last message. The only mean thing I ever did to my children was my son was a toddler, would bite me when I held him in line at the grocery store. I got tired of it and bit him. The only thing I can remember is, oh my God, now that I think about it, Dana had a rotten son when she was whatever that I looked after. Yeah, that kid would literally throw his freaking head on the floor. Didn't matter if it was cement. That kid didn't care. But the only thing I ever did was, I can't remember what Matthew did. I think he was about 2 years old. And I spanked him on his little bum. And then he looked at me with his face and was like, I never freaking hit him again after that. As a mom, I felt so bad. I was like, you know what? Spanking doesn't solve anything. And, you know, I felt so horribly bad, you know, and maybe it's because I got the belt and I got spanked and stuff. And it just didn't solve anything, you know. Like I said, for Matthew, my stuff was take away what his favorite thing was to have, or put him in the naughty corner, you know, and stuff like that. I remember, I think that's when probably Super Nanny came out way back then. You know, you put them in the little naughty corner. But anyways, you guys take care. Have a great night. Love you guys very much. And we'll see you tomorrow night. And I'm out of here. Bye, guys. Bye, Travis. Bye, Sinead. Bye, you guys. This is Sunny Justice and Aspen Connor from It's a Crime and Shame, wishing you all a good night.